you'd like to join us, dear Heavenly Precious Father, we thank you for the opportunity to come here today as a county commission. God, I just pray that every decision we make benefit true majority, or if not every single citizen of this county that calls Nicholas County home. In your holy and precious name we do pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recording in progress.
We call this regular scheduled meeting of the Nicholas County Commission on Wednesday, July 28th of the year 2021 to order. Morning, gentlemen, I'd like to get started there.
Okay, upon review of the commission minutes for June 16th and July 14th of this year, I motion to approve.
Motion's on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, the motion does carry.
Upon review of the exonerations as presented by the Nicholas County Assessor, move to approve accordingly.
Motion's on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those against, the motion does carry.
Upon review of the stated fiduciary matters as presented by the Nicholas County Clerk, move to approve accordingly unless otherwise noted.
Okay, that motion's on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those against, the motion does carry.
Upon submission of the budget revisions received from the elected officials and department heads, the commission will take appropriate action as deemed necessary.
Okay, that motion is on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, the motion does carry.
Upon review of the invoices as submitted by various department offices, the commission will take the appropriate action as deemed necessary.
That motion is on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, the motion does carry. Anyone for the Nicholas County E911 Advisory Board at this time? That being said, we'll take just pause. Give me one. All right, so we're here now at my request. It's really the commission's request. We've had a few different changes in Homeland Security by the commission, and we just kind of wanted to regroup, reintroduce, and show off some of our new staff here. So in our Homeland Security Division, what we have is a Homeland Security Director and now a E911 Manager. Yes, thank you. We played around with the names a little bit. But anyways, we have Mr. John McGinnis, who comes to us from Fayette County with 30 plus years of experience in the generally Homeland Security things. We're very grateful to have him. He, day one, has jumped straight on the job. Has done a very good job and has pretty good ideas here just in the first few days, let alone as time goes on. So John, we're very glad to have you. I'll go through the list here real quick. We have Annette Taylor, who's a 12-year veteran of the department, who is now the E911 Manager. Annette has basically been director like 7 times now during all the turnovers. So John's not allowed to leave now. Yeah, we've got a pretty good one. We're going to keep him, but Annette, knows the department very well and its needs. So we hope to work closely with you as well to make sure we grow and enhance that department for the people and the employees. And then we have Mr. Cody Rose, who is our new radio and technology person for the department. We've inherited some older technology, and you've heard us talk about CAD systems, stuff like that, very regularly. And it's time we really start making some changes. Cody has shown here recently before even the position, in my opinion, that he's well versed and well prepared to help the directors here in improving those things. So if you all have anything to say, we'll turn the floor to them.
Or good thing.
Yeah.
And haven't heard anything. So that was I guess that's it.
Well, on my behalf, I would like to thank you all for the opportunity. I've had a good 2 weeks here already. Annette, Sheena, Cody, everyone at the office has welcomed me, and we're making progress. And we're not going to invent the wheel in the next couple of months. However, and I tell Annette this every day. As long as we're making progress every day, I can't be any happier. And, you know, with us not having complaints and your all's phone's not ringing, that's a good thing. But, you know, we've got a ways to go and we know that, but it's a slow process, but we're gonna get there. And we're gonna continue to get better.
I have to say that since Director McGinnis came, the morale at 911 is higher than it's been in years. Everybody works together. They're all supportive of him and very happy with your decision as director. So we're doing really well, making big progress in the 911 center, get them up to date, like just going forward.
Absolutely. Good.
Thank you guys for letting me take this on. I'll do the best I can to get all the training I can to make sure this works right.
Sure. And we fully support that, and we'll be behind you 100%, all three. And not with us today was Sheena McClung. She's now she's always been part of floodplain management. Anything else?
She was
Just general
projects
homeland,
manager.
projects manager.
And representative of APCO for
Okay.
us.
Okay, and so on top of those things, she's added on that she will be the head of floodplain management too. So she couldn't be with us today, but we wanted to recognize her and her dedication and her promotion. So, anything else?
I think we do have some positions that have been advertised in the paper that are open in the county. Okay, I don't think that's on this measure.
That's right, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are hiring 3 new part-time dispatchers. It's been in the paper for 2 weeks. Yesterday was the cutoff one. So we have some good applications in. We're going to go through them today and start scheduling interviews. And we'll let you all know about that. If you want to be involved, that would be great.
That's optional.
It's optional if you want to be involved or not. We're definitely going, the supervisors, a couple of our shift supervisors have asked to be involved because they're the ones that train them.
Sure.
So they definitely want to know, they have questions they need to ask. So I think, we're moving forward pretty good. We're short with our staffing right now, but we're gonna fix that.
Good deal.
Thank you.
And Cody,
Thank you.
Cody, thanks for doing the stuff at the fair the other day.
Oh, yes.
The thing that made a huge difference of the light plan.
That's really appreciated. Absolutely. Okay, we'll take a quick break.
Recording
Thank
in
you, Eric.
progress.
Okay, we're here now at the request of Commissioner Chapman with a discussion concerning Sozo Recovery House Incorporated request for financial assistance. Commissioner Chapman.
We had given Reach Up Recovery $2,500, and we had, in that motion, we had said that other entities or commissions, or however you want to say it, money would be available to them also in the same amount if they did primarily the same thing. So Sozo has actually sent us a letter requesting funding if we could do it for them. So I'd like to make a motion we give them $2,500 also.
Okay, that motion's on the floor. Is there any discussion? And I do have one point. I think that our legal counsel wanted us to request, speak of the devil, wanted us to request just approve the 5013C. And so if you wouldn't mind for your motion to be, just contingent on getting that paper.
Yeah, add to the motion that it's contingent on active 501c3 company, corporation, however that
Proof
works.
of,
Nonprofit status
Okay.
with the West Virginia Secretary of State's office.
very good. Which, I mean, they should have out, I shouldn't have problems.
Yeah.
But just, so. But anyways, the motion's on the floor. Is there any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, the motion does carry. Go ahead and take that. I really need a gavel. We're here now, at my request, with our Homeland Security personnel still here. with consideration of the 911 center tower remodel proposal. Of course, that was a $50,000 proposal we got earlier, but as we'll talk about here, we're going to assess so much in transition, we don't know how much can transition. So I do not want to see a vote on this today, even though it's at my request. But Director, if you have anything to add on that while we're all here.
No, everything right now is up and running with no problems, so I agree. I'd like to table this item again.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and just jump to the next, and then you all can, because I know you all have some stuff to do over at the center. It's also my request that the discussion concerning the Homeland Security vehicle fleet. Director McGinnis came to me with a few different proposals on the vehicles. I wanted to bring it to you all in a meeting. I asked him if he'd just go ahead and get us some information, just kind of see what our options are. So whatever you'd like to discuss.
Right now, we have 3 vehicles in our fleet. I talked to the president about downsizing to 2. I think it's feasible. The 2011 F-250 is starting to rust out underneath real bad, as well as the 2015 Suburban. I know we'll never get all the money back of that thing, but I have talked to a couple fire departments close. I've talked to a couple fire truck dealers that also said the market's out there for that type of vehicle. That could, and the way the market is right now, I think it would be beneficial to us to definitely get rid of the Suburban and then the pickup truck as well, and get us another one short wheelbase, and I think that'll be a bit more beneficial to us. With pulling the trailers and the light towers and stuff like that, it would be beneficial to our operations.
And I generally agree with that. I mean, whenever I've shown John around and everything else, I said, please rotate the vehicles so they all get run. I mean, it's not like they're being run every day. I mean, you know what I mean? So, and he had the foresight to see this as a good proposal. My only recommendation to add to that is, I agree with all that, is go ahead and move the Suburban, as we affectionately call it, the Wonder Wagon. And then once we get another F-250 in office, then get rid of the 2011 F-250. I like to keep us with 2 vehicles at all times, just for the sake of towers.
Right.
Flood, then a tower goes down, and we need at least a couple options. But that Suburban, I mean, on that Melody fire, the truck fire that I went on when I was acting director, or whatever you want to call it, myself and a dispatcher were out there trying to get the tower lights to come up and down. This and that wouldn't work, this and that wouldn't work. And it sounded good, I think, 10 years ago when they put that thing together. But it's just not being used. I mean, we're not that kind of county, I guess. John, he's responsible with his resources, and Annette and everybody is, Sean was. I just think it's a little bit too much overkill, and if we're gonna get money out of it, well, all this COVID money's going to all these cities and counties right now, is it?
Yeah, that's good.
Which we don't have to decide anything today, because you are just hearing it for the first time, but I think this is something we strongly need to consider.
How many miles
70.
on the Suburban?
Yes, sir.
How many on the F-250?
90.
No, it's decent, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'd like for it to be replaced with a diesel, because the new 250 is a gas. Unless you have a discrete.
No.
Then you want to have that heavy of a truck?
Yes, because it helps with pulling the trailers and so on, so, yes.
Well, it's like that night I came to Richwood, you were down there, we was running around Richwood. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to take my F-150 some places, we took that 250, just trying to make sure nothing was flooded.
Right,
so-
it has extra weight too.
Yeah, so I think there's value in keeping that 250
There is.
range.
It's extra safe.
But yes.
Have you put any feelers out there in the Suburban who might want to?
Yes, actually, I spoke with Chief Wheeler at Mount Hope Fire Department yesterday, and I'm actually going to take it home over the weekend and go over and let him look at it Monday. He's very interested in it. which they do a lot of operations at the summit. And that's something he's looking at, so he's definitely interested in it, so.
Because you can, I mean, almost set that up as a mobile command center.
Yes,
It
yes,
is.
and that's what he's looking at, so. But I'll keep you all informed after I talk to him early next week.
What kind of dollar figure are you thinking?
I talked to a couple of the dealers that sells these, and they said with everything, the equipment wise and everything, we could get it somewhere between 40 and 45 out of it.
What do you think about the other one?
I'm not sure about 250. I mean, it's an older vehicle, but I mean, it still runs good. I ran it to the fire Birch River the other day. However, it's rusting out underneath real bad, so that's something we'll just have to.
But where it's not really high technology.
Yeah.
Don's telling me we just get rid of it like a regular car pretty
Yeah.
much, right?
Mhm.
So we could look at that Gov Deals website or have an auction or something.
It has a diesel.
It's diesel
Yes.
6.7.
6.7? Is that 6.7? 6.4?
6.0, I think.
Oh, is it 6?
I'm
You text me, I can't remember.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I don't think 6.0 would be that year, so it's got to be 6.4, 6.7.
Okay.
I'm thinking 6.7, but nonetheless.
I'm pretty sure it's 6.7.
It's a diesel, so.
6.7.
6.7.
Pretty sure. Okay.
6.7.
6.7's a bit, we
Yeah.
still get decent.
Right.
Right, so it's,
That's why $25,000 trucker.
yeah. So we could easily cover the cost of the new vehicle, equipping it out and everything.
To sell both of them.
Yeah.
Yes,
But the only thing is, and I mean, like I said, John's working on it still and everything else on that Suburban. We just need to check with our legal counsel, county clerk and everything else, just to make sure if we have to auction it off, what our procedure specifically needs to be. I mean, we can let that guy know about the auction, but if we have to
Right.
auction it off.
As far as
We'll
the
figure that
state
out.
procedure goes, as long as it's going to another fire department emergency services, we don't have to auction.
Is that donation or can you actually sell it?
Sell it right to
Oh, okay. Yeah.
an emergency service, yes, sir.
Okay, because we've always donated stuff. We've never had anything worth much to sell.
But
either.
it was end of life.
Yeah, we get our money's worth, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd say just, in my opinion, just go ahead and throw them both out there.
Right.
And report back to us what you think you can.
Yes, sir.
And we can put that.
but like I said, I'd like to, if we can't keep two vehicles.
We can put that on some action.
Right, right, once we get a few more.
Yes, sir.
So we'll probably be seeing you next week on that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that
You
is-
all have anything
that
else
is
from
next
all
week.
We'll go ahead and take another break, let y'all get.
We've got a new
Yeah, it's good.
TV's new
State of the art, all new technology, and they gave us like a
This is
$2
our first
mouse.
meeting.
Okay, we're on, all right. Okay, we're here now with Justin Rogers, a peer recovery coach specialist with Compass Counseling. Lindsay Brady, the assistant director of the Day Reporting Center. Sherry Cook, okay. And we also have Tracy, say it one more time.
Philippe.
Philippe.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Who's also with the
Yeah.
Compass Counseling. Okay. And we're here to discuss the McClung House and the Compass Counseling Prevention. So the floor is yours.
Okay.
Yeah, so we provide several services here in a couple places. At the DRC, SOZO, help with substance abuse, counseling, peer recovery, etc. And Mr. Gary, he approached me and showed me the house and what his vision was with it, maybe with the sober living, something along those lines. And we provide service like that in other counties throughout the state. Sober living, inpatient rehab, whatever the case may be. And just see the potential, said that they didn't know what was going on with the home, and asked if there was anything we could do with it. Absolutely would love to help the community here. We know, as we all know, it's a great need, definitely. And didn't know what the option was, which the commission's plan was with the home. We have several ideas we like to do with it, if it's, just to see what was available.
Now, are you all for-profit, non-profit?
We are working on our nonprofit, but as of right now, we're an LBHC.
we actually purchased this property along with the other land that went with it, with the original idea of establishing, building an Allen military there, okay? And this house went with the land. We had no specific purpose for the house, okay? And of course, this is one of the things that kind of in the back of my mind, I thought about this because it is available to do something we're using. Right now, we've got some things stored in there.
Absolutely. I can see just from the places that I've been at and worked with, the clients that I help currently, especially with family treatment court, a dog truck court, stabilization is a big thing. And so many scenarios I've seen, if we could just have somewhere they can, a safe haven, that would go, that inch would literally go a mile. In most drug courts, the Supreme Court, they have 60 days is their stabilization period. I apologize. And that's key. You know, if we could provide sober living for those people in that treatment, the community somewhere, they can have peer recovery, seek counseling on the professional level, supervision with not only Compass staff, but DRC's right here, prime location. I think that really not only would help the community as a whole, but it would go a long way as far as the recovery aspect of it.
How do you fund the, well, let's go ahead and just say the facilities, the upkeep, the property management, if you will, and then like the staffing of your other facilities?
So the places that we're affiliated with there, we do pay rent, so that helps as far as like porch rental and expenses. Staff-wise is we hire our peer recovery and counseling there. Peer recovery is usually there throughout the day, and then with sober living, we have monitoring through video, audio, at the night. There's other grants out there, Power Employment for the Workforce, et cetera, that can help provide staff through that grant for overnight supervision. Someone to stay on the house staff, per se, for lack of a better term. That would help with that. But as far as the other facilities we're in, our peer recovery is there from daylight to close. And then it is that facility's obligation to have their overnight staff. We just provide the service. Something like this is something that we take on our own. So we provide that. We've spoke with another county doing a similar scenario where it is sober living, it's not inpatient. With sober living, we got staff throughout the day, peer recovery, counseling. Those participants will be at the DRC, whether it be DRC, probation, or drug court, they'll be at the DRC facility. And so with the visual and audio, the probation officer, whoever their person that oversees them, they'll have access to that 24/7 as well.
Will that be another question?
No, I think from the standpoint, in my opinion, if you want to look at it, walk through it, submit us a proposal of what your plan is, that'd be where we got to start.
I agree with you.
And we maybe look at it, if we could rent it, if we could sell it, if we want to make a proposal, we can buy it. Just put us together something on paper to look at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. We'd love to.
Do we bring it to your next meeting, or do we just present it before?
You would have to bring it.
Yeah, if you could get it to our staff.
Okay.
Mary out there can get you the email or mailing address, whatever you need, and then whenever we have time to review it, then we can get on the agenda. She'd let you know, so y'all can come back and
Yes, sir.
formally present.
Actually, our next week is next week.
Yeah, so,
Right.
But we have a meeting 2 weeks after that.
right. Yeah, so then, yeah, that might be a little bit easier when you, unless you have something already in mind.
Okay.
Did you have anything to add on that?
All right,
Okay.
thank
We look forward to seeing that.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank you for the
Thank you
opportunity.
very much.
Absolutely. Thank you all for coming in.
you.
Go ahead, take a look.
Okay.
Recording in progress.
Right. Okay, we're here now with Miss Amy Walker, the 4-H Extension Agent with Overview Office. And it's a update on the 4-H programs in the county. So,
Would you like
floor
us
is
up
yours.
front?
If you don't mind, this is a mic a little sensitive.
So it's just a quick update to let you guys know what we've been doing in 4-H for the summer. Usually our summers are our big thing with our residential camps and everything. And of course this year we weren't able to have a residential camp. So in place of that, we tried to do 4 day camps. One of our day camps we didn't have enough participants, so we had to cancel our older day camp, which were our 15-year-olds to our 18-year-olds. So we didn't get enough participation with that, which wasn't too surprising considering they're all probably jobs right now and whatnot. But we were able to have, and I'm skipping Energy Express, but we were able to have our day camps of our charting day camp, we had 2 participants. Our younger day camp, we had 8 participants, and our Clever Buds, we had 7 participants. So that was pretty good. You know, we were competing with, of course, Energy Express and with the Summer Soul program that the schools are putting on. So I was happy with having those numbers, and all the kids really enjoyed participating in that. And we had them make a thank you card for you guys for thanking you for supporting Energy Express and 4-H. So there's a thank you card.
Wow, yeah.
So that's, yep, our younger kids and our Clever Buds, all the different activities that they participated in. And they all signed it, yep. And some of them, when they're saying we like to eat dirt and worms, that was one of our snacks. We did soil layers.
Okay.
So it was like yogurt and granola and green coconut to do the different soil layers.
I can tell you, he's hard up on funding, we probably help you.
Yeah, so that's when they're eating
All right.
dirt and worms. That was one of their snacks for one of the days.
Yeah, very nice.
And going back to Energy Express, we had 38 kids registered for Energy Express, and of course that was at Panther Creek Elementary School. They had different activities that they did, such as Roaring Moose came out and did a snake exhibit. They had a petting zoo come out, and of course they had many guest readers that came out and shared their experience in reading with the kids as well. So they didn't just focus on doing that educational component of helping them keep and sustain their reading. They did other educational components as well. With the AmeriCorps members that are our mentors that help with the kids in each group, they're required to do a service project as part of their serving with AmeriCorps. So their main service project that they chose to do was a pop-up farmer's market. So they coordinated to have local businesses sponsor a farmer, so, and then a farmer would bring whatever amount of produce equaled that amount that the sponsor gave. So 160 community members were served with that produce last Saturday, and we had 10 farmers that participated in that program. And it ran from 8 to 4, and they ran out, or sorry, 8 to 12, and they ran out pretty close to 12 o'clock. They had some onions left. and they had people, of course, coming after 12 that were still looking to get some produce, so they ran out. So that was a very nice community event that they were able to put on, and it was very successful. They also wanted to do a service project that included the kids themselves with Energy Express. So they're doing a pollinator garden that they're constructing at Panther Creek Elementary, and they are coordinating with the Appalachian Forest Heritage. I'm gonna have to look at this because they just changed their name and adding the national in. So the Appalachian Forest National Heritage Area. And so they're working with them to make sure that they get the correct plants for the pollinators and to be able to have, write a Nicholas County Community Foundation grant to be able to have interpretive signage. They have that walking loop that they're putting in there. So that's going to help with that community be able to read and learn about those pollinators at that garden that they have established there. And then rounding out our summer, we had, of course, they had Nicholas County Fair last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All of the crafts and STEM activities that we did at day camp, we kept all of those to have on exhibit during the fair. And then we also had some kids outside that didn't participate in the day camps that brought into some exhibits. So that shows some of our numbers. We had 5 youth that were outside of our day camp that brought exhibits. So we had a total of 19 exhibitors in the 4-H building for a total of 83 exhibits. And of course, that sounds like a really large number, but they did like with the day camp, because we had so many different crafts, they had some very small things. So we counted each one of those individually. And we have 12 of those exhibits that will be going on to the state fair and will be exhibited down there. We also had the livestock show on Saturday. So with the rabbit project that we were doing during the summer with the kids, 2 of those kids brought their rabbits and exhibited at the fair with that. One of them brought their goat, and then 2 of them had their sheep and their cattle that they also exhibited during the livestock show. So that's a good number in my opinion for a start. and we'll continue to work to try and grow that livestock for the youth in 4-H. Are there any questions about our summer programming?
What plants are using as pollinators?
I don't know. I actually will be speaking either tomorrow or Friday with our contact at the AFNHA, and she'll be going over what plants we're going to be using. And then also discussing the grant and the signage and everything and what we're going to be doing with that. So at this time, I don't know exactly what plants we're going to be using.
Okay.
I'll find out tomorrow or Friday.
Do you have any idea of the bee population in the county as far as honeybees?
I do not, but I'm hoping that is one of my plans for each year. I'd like to do sort of a animal and then a plant project workshop. So this year we did the potato and the rabbit. So of course rabbit with animal, potato with plant. So next year I'd like to do honeybees and mushrooms. So we're going to see, so I have some contacts out in Braxton County for the Bee Association there, and then also to the state of West Virginia's association to see collaborating with them and see about what we can do to try and supply kids with what they would need to start up for having some honeybees. And that may give me some numbers as well to see where we are in the county for honeybees.
It can be a really good project that
I think
that
it
kids
is.
like.
Yeah.
As a youngster, I was always very interested in bees. I got into that by cutting bee trees, which is basically a thing of the past now. Okay, searching for those.
Yep.
Yeah, but it can be very pleasurable for the kids to learn.
Yes, most definitely, and that's what I'm hoping. With the bees, of course, you know, going with the pollinator side of thing as well as with the honey and all of that, and then of course the mushrooms with the culinary, and that's, you know, it's an easy thing. You can sit on a kitchen table and grow, you know, your mushrooms kind of thing. So yes, I will have more information on the bees in the county as we move forward with that project for next year. And we also have Energy Express also did a thank you card for you. I think about
Lots
that.
of little ones
Yes,
in there.
each individual class, each individual class of the kids wrote the thank you cards for you. And of course, this is Trina, our Extension Summer Intern. Forgot to introduce her, I'm sorry. So she has been helping us out a lot this summer with getting some of this programming done and helping with making the thank you cards for us and just doing other programming. So I'll let her speak for a moment of the different stuff that she's been doing for us in the office.
So I started off this summer by making a trifold pamphlet that kind of shows what the Extension Office does so that they can update and have to give out at events and things like that. So it shows the services that the Extension Office does offer, because the community doesn't really utilize the Extension Office as much as they could, and that's something that I'd like to happen. And then I've worked in organizing the office, making sure we have supplies to do other activities at camp and things like that, what we've got there that we can utilize, what needs just pitched, things like that, making room. Camp activities. There were a lot of different things that we did at camp that the kids really enjoyed. Sometimes it was a matter of, oh, how old is this kid and do they enjoy that or do they enjoy this? And we learned a lot about, oh, the older kids kind of enjoyed making rockets more than they did the little mazes and things. Little kids loved doing mazes. They would do that for hours if I let them. So I learned a lot with that as well. I've created a grant database that we can use in the office to know when to apply for grants and things like that as well. And then I'm creating a program that we can use moving forward with 4-H to encourage youth to participate in projects, because I was in 4-H as a kid and I did 4-H projects and I learned so much from them, and I think that's something we need to get going in this county a bit more. And it would be really beneficial for them, because you can do a project on anything, no matter what it is. And it doesn't take as much effort or time as kids think it does. So it's something really easy that I'd like to kind of push and give them the resources that they can use to do those projects.
And of course, she's been helping a lot with our correspondence and sending out letters during camp and things like that, and the fair and whatnot. And she actually had a hidden asset that we didn't know about that was incredible for us, is that she grew up with rabbits and showed rabbits. So she definitely got pulled in unexpectedly to help teach our kids during a couple of our meetings about how to show and how to handle the rabbits. And then of course during the livestock fair, she was a huge asset in setting up the classes and helping instruct the kids in judging and stuff. So that was definitely a huge bonus for us.
I didn't expect there to be half as many rabbits
Yes,
as there were in
it
the
kind
county
of
fair.
exploded with
It
the
seems
rabbits.
like it, because we allowed them to bring in open entries as well, and not just, boom, wow, everyone has rabbits.
Yeah.
Wow,
We knew
okay.
rabbits would be such a
Expected
big
the show
thing.
to take like maybe half an hour for rabbits, it took like an hour and 15 minutes for rabbits.
Yeah.
So just going through all of them and making sure everyone had a chance to show everything and get the full experience, and we wanted to make sure the judge was really open about, okay, this is what I'm looking for, and he talked to them each for each of their rabbits, which did take longer, but I'm sure they learned a lot from it. So.
Very good. Yeah, I like seeing the livestock.
Yes.
A big priority.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that.
So we're hoping, yep. We haven't had our ending discussion with Brian and the rest of, and Angie and stuff about the fair, but that will definitely be one of these things we'll be talking to Brian about, what can we do?
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Anything else?
Okay, you all good? Thank you all for
Thank
coming in.
you. Thank you very much for having us.
Okay, we're here now at the request of the commission concerning the Nicholas County Extension agents, or inviting the Nicholas County Extension agents to the discussion on the secretarial position for the office. And we have with us Lauren Weatherford and Amy Walker. And it'll be my request that they stay with us if we should decide to go into executive session, as well as our Administrator Patty and legal counsel Mitchell. No question. So do I hear a motion to convene into executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9, A-4?
I'll make that motion.
Motion's on the floor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those against the motion carries. And of course, this is an executive session concerning personnel matter for the secretary position, the WVU Nicholas County Extension Office, and it is 11:23 a.m.
Recording in progress.
All right. Okay. Do I hear a motion to exit executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9, A-4, with the notation, no decisions were made during executive session, and it is 12:04 p.m.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Okay, the motion's on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, the motion does carry. That being said, of course, this agenda item was concerning the Nicholas County Extension Agent Secretary position. If anyone would like to pursue a decision on that, you're welcome to do that this time.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we hire Lauren Weatherford for the secretary position.
Okay.
And I would like to abstain from this vote due to personal reasons.
Okay, so we do have a motion and abstain. That being said, motion on the floor. Is there any discussion to be had? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those against? All those abstain?
Aye.
Motion does carry.
Okay.
That being said, we are at our public comment period. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We have no one for public comment, right? All right. So that being said, is there any business or any other concerns the commissioner would like to raise at this time?
We do have one reminder on here, that the Freesville Senior Center wants some funding. I'd like to ask Patty if you could ask Carl to get us a request of what he wants, maybe written letter or something like that.
Sure.
And if you wouldn't mind, add Summersville to that as well. I'm not sure her name. She called me a couple weeks ago. I told her to get her something, just something in writing, and I'm assuming not to tell anything. So if I'll try to work on contact because I don't even know if I ever saved with it. She's new there, but they did ask for assistance as well.
We're not talking community action.
No, Summersville Senior Center. Yeah. Sorry, to tell you. Who to get a hold of. Want to congratulate the board of the Nicholas County Fair. Used to be on the board, and I saw their years of struggle, and I don't know what it was. I'm going to give them the credit though for the huge success that I think that they had up there. They had very good crowds, very good rides and stuff of that nature. And they're already talking about next year, and I find that exciting. Had multiple events. Mr. Roberts took his podcast there. I thought that was pretty good. And other thing, and I wish the same amount of luck to the Cherry River Festival this week. I hope that they also have good sized crowds and things of that nature, and also have a good success.
I hope it's good weather.
Yes, and good weather.
It pours the rain.
That's the key right there.
Yeah, and it was good weather. And last year, we couldn't do anything. Everybody wants to get out, okay?
Good. Motion to adjourn.
Okay, the motion to adjourn this regularly scheduled meeting of the Nicholas County Commission on Wednesday, July 28th of the year 2021. Any discussion to be had before so? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those against, the motion does carry. We stand adjourned.